So why do we communicate? No, I'm not having an existential crisis. Hello everyone and welcome to the SLP Peep. I am Janelle, a speech-language pathologist, and today we're going to be talking about the whys of communication. Here on this channel we talk about all things speech-language pathology related, whether that is how to get into school or even how to do teletherapy or suggestions for teletherapy, because everyone comes up with their own way to do things. If you are interested and you like this sort of content, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, and let's go. Now, the whys of communication. Why do we even bother communicating with each other? I just now realized it sounds like I'm in a fight with someone, but I swear I'm not. Not fighting with anyone. It's just, this is the topic for today. Now, the reasons for communication changes depending on where you're at, either physically, mentally, or economically. Also, what is needed at that time. Communication is more than just getting your wants and needs met. There's also an element of togetherness. Now let's take some situations. When a person finds themselves at work, the need for communication may be very strict, and it may be more along the lines of, I need something done, you are to do it. I have a question, please help me get the answer. This is opposed to communication done at school, which could be something more along the lines of, I have all this knowledge and I want you to have all this knowledge. I will share my knowledge with you. And then the learners are more, I will absorb this knowledge and hopefully understand it correctly, which I have to demonstrate I understand this knowledge and it is accurate knowledge by then taking tests and demonstrating my knowledge of these things. But is that all there is to communication as a whole? Well, if that is, then there are a lot of things we don't need to know about. Like, what is your favorite color? Or, why do you not like to eat cheese sticks? I actually don't like to eat cheese sticks. I don't like the texture and I don't like the flavor. It doesn't even have flavor for me. And it's just, ugh. So why does that even matter in the long run of things anyway? And do we have to talk in order for communication to actually happen? Now, just as there was with that cheese stick example, communication is so much more than the verbal output and the verbal input. It's also what you see, you notice, and what you feel as well. An example of this is you can go anywhere in the world, and even if you do not speak the same language, if you do the potty dance, people will understand what you are trying to communicate with them, and hopefully the people will help you find a bathroom. But with the potty dance, that's not verbal language now, is it? You might be saying some things verbally, but it's not being understood with your communication partner. In fact, communication happens on all sorts of levels. On the verbal words, on the verbal vocalizations, even the dance movements, on gestures, on facial expressions. Language happens on every level, including behaviors. Now, there is a very popular statement comment made by SLPs, which is behavior is language. And what that basically is saying is this person is communicating, and the way they are efficiently able to communicate with their communication partner is by their behaviors. Behaviors in this context meaning negative behaviors such as biting, pulling, scratching, and other things that are not socially acceptable. And usually these negative behaviors happen because they do not have a verbal means or even an alternative means to express what's bothering them. And so thus they go to the negative behaviors, which may include negative actions. And basically we can get into a whole long story about that, but that is not this video. Think for a moment about why you go with your friends and you decide to have a meal with them. What do you talk about during that meal? Is it information you want to get from them? Is it information they want to get from you? Is it information you want to share with them? Is it something that happened a long time ago? Is it something that happened not too long ago, or something that will happen in the future? Is it something of grave importance, or is it something that in the scheme of things is going to be meaningless, but it's meaningful now? Or is it even meaningless now? The reasons why we communicate are so vast and so different, but it is still important. We tend to communicate more with those that either A, understand us, or B, people we enjoy being with. Sometimes A and B are mixed together, where people we can communicate with and we do enjoy spending time with them. But I want to make it clear it could be one, the other, or both. The main reason why I have noticed children love to communicate with adults and adults love to be with their children, and everything seems to go happy-go-lucky, if I may use that turn of phrase, is because of social closeness. People want to bond with other people. People finding their own tribe. People finding the people they enjoy being with. This does not exclude that sometimes conversations can be hard, either because it's the subject matter or because we don't know the language. But the reason why we communicate as humans, as a species, as a family, as friends, is not just a transactional, I will do this for you and you will do something for me, or you need to learn this knowledge and I am the one to teach it to you. There is a relationship being formed, and it is done through communication, whether it is verbal, nonverbal, or whether it is correct sentence grammars and structures and syntax and oh my, or it's just a few words here or there, and it takes a lot of mental effort to figure out what is actually being said. Good heavens, now that I think about it, Google is also part of our conversations too now, at least in my home. Thank you, Google Translator. So why do we communicate? So we can form bonds with other human beings. Or for pets for that matter, because let's face it, I do communicate with my dogs too, because, yeah, they're just so cute. I hear you, Rusty. So why do we as creatures communicate? So we can bond and become close with others. Does it really matter who or how we communicate with others? Actually, that how does matter, because if you communicate rudely with another person, you are forming a bond. It's just not going to be a positive bond, you know. So the next time you find communication to be difficult with someone, I invite you to think about this, which will be the question of the day. Why is communication so difficult? Is it because you have to go through a third party? I'm thinking Google Translator, because I have had to do that a lot recently. Or is it because it is a subject you do not want to talk about that just seems difficult and daunting to even approach? Please leave your comments down below and have fun creating a discussion as well. As always, I want to say thank you for watching these videos. If you are interested in this sort of content, please remember to hit like and subscribe. I am Janelle, an SLP Peep, and until next time, bye-bye.